Screens, social media, endless notifications. Our children are growing up in a digital world we never imagined. Technology brings opportunities, but it also brings risks. As parents, mentors, and leaders, how can we guide them safely, teach them values, and protect their precious minds and hearts? How do we help them balance online life with real life and make sure they're grounded in faith, not just in trends? I'm Paul Antunes, and today we're exploring the challenges and strategies for raising kids in a digital age. And of course, the Bible will be our guide in this important conversation. Stay with us and roll the intro. So glad you're here, and today's extra special. I've got some amazing guests with me, and they bring some unique stories and backgrounds, and I can't wait for you to meet them. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us here.
Of course. You know what? I want our viewers to get to know you guys. So we're going to start here to my right. Let our viewers know your name, what you love to do, your family, your studies, and what just makes you tick?
Yeah. So my name is Lorianne, and I'm an early childhood educator.
Okay.
And so we focus a lot on early child brain development.
Yes.
So I feel like it's right up here with our conversation
Absolutely.
about children and screens and all those things.
Absolutely.
So it's something I'm passionate about. Currently, I'm in the season of homeschool mom.
Okay.
So we're homeschooling.
Very good.
Right now. And I have a few different hobbies. I go through seasons of doing 10 hobbies at the same time and then seasons of doing no hobbies.
Right.
But some of the hobbies I enjoy is just like I love plants. So I love caring for my plants. I like to
Nice.
garden. So I have a small backyard, but I have a big garden. We grow our
Wow.
vegetables, and I really enjoy that. And I enjoy reading. I enjoy just being out in nature. Hiking is great. We love to go on family hikes Sunday mornings, and yeah, just anything out in nature, pretty
Sounds
much.
like me.
And plants,
there you
nature,
go.
right? Just like those are my favorite
You're
things.
describing a part of me.
It's
There you go.
regulating. It's just there's so much
It's
to
nice,
enjoy about
exactly,
it. But yeah,
yeah.
that's
Awesome.
me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lorianne. It's great to have you on the show today.
Thank you.
Yes, we're going to go to the far part of the table here.
Thanks for having me. I'm
Yes.
Judy Mosomi.
Judy.
I work in the legal field,
Okay.
but I think being here is because I am a mom,
All right.
4 children,
4 children.
2 adults,
Okay.
and 1 in high school, 1 still in elementary school. I work with children a lot.
Okay.
It's not my profession, but I have chosen to.
Okay. Good for you.
And so, as you see me, I'm in uniform, and we'll talk
Absolutely.
about that a little
Absolutely.
bit later.
Yeah. Curious.
Because this is what I have chosen. I have a passion for working with children and young people.
Yes.
And I love, like Laura said, nature, hiking,
Yes.
gardening. I have a garden as well.
There you
Plants.
go.
My
Yeah,
children know
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I do also have, I braid. That's a
Really?
hidden talent.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
Singing.
Okay.
I love music, so I sing with my family. I've been singing since I can remember how to talk. I've been singing.
Really?
So just a little bit
Nice.
about myself, and I'm happy to be here
Wonderful.
to contribute to this conversation.
Absolutely, Judith. We're glad you're here. Yes. And to my left.
Hi, my name is Johan. All right, I like taking long walks on the beach.
Oh,
Nature
nice.
again.
Nice.
There you
There
go.
it is.
There's
The
a
theme.
theme.
Yeah,
That's
theme of
right.
nature. Yeah, I am a teacher. I teach grade 7 to 8 split class,
Okay.
which can be challenging, but
Yes.
definitely rewarding at the end of the day.
Right.
I have 4 children, just like you.
Oh.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Is it all boys?
2 boys, 2 girls.
Okay, so she has a balance.
Perfect
I'm all
balance
boys,
for you.
yeah.
Wow.
As you can see, the gray hairs.
There you go. There you go.
Yes. So, as a parent and also an educator, obviously, this topic kind of falls right in line
Right.
with my lived experiences. In terms of hobbies, the sport I like is basketball. I love playing
Oh, my
basketball.
son loves basketball.
Yes, same with
Yeah.
My
my son as
sons.
well. Yeah, indeed. I also love to do music as well, just like you, singing.
Nice.
I was raised on singing. My dad always had a guitar
Really?
in the room. He would play and sing his songs, and we would come together for family worship, and we would do that. He also had us in a group. We're not like the Jackson Five, but we're the Lou Five.
The Lou Five.
Well,
all
not
right.
five, it's four. Okay. But I remember I'm the youngest of my brothers, so I remember experiences where we would all sing, and they would have to literally
Yeah.
get a chair, and I'd have to stand on
Yeah.
it.
Oh, that's so cute,
and
man.
sing. So it's always been a part of my life, and
Right.
even in church, directing choirs, children's choirs, youth choirs, and doing a little bit at school as well. It's just something I always love to do.
Awesome.
Great.
Awesome. Well, we have got an amazing group of guests here today, and I know that this topic is going to be so crucial for our viewers. It's crucial for us.
It is.
Because we've experienced this,
It is.
right?
Mhm.
Well, we're going to go to the part of the program. We're going to get some street angles, and we're going to turn to the TV right now. And
Okay.
let's see what social media has come back. The question that we've asked is this: what challenges do parents face raising kids in today's digital world? And some parent wrote back in social media, as parents, we're trying to set boundaries, keeping them safe. Some days it feels like we're just barely keeping up. Okay, Judith, we'll start with you. Break it down. What do you think? What can you say?
That is a valid question.
Yeah.
And partly because parents themselves are having issues setting boundaries for themselves.
Oh, boy, that's
Okay,
hurting.
I'm
That's
go-
hurting.
yes.
That's hurting. That's hurting. Okay, did you have to go there already?
Hard
I have to
truth.
start there
Yeah.
because children learn by observing.
That's right.
Because you can tell me everything, but what you do is so loud that I'm not listening to what you're saying.
That's right. That's right.
So if we teach one thing and do something else,
Right.
already we have been defeated.
Mhm.
See what I mean?
Totally.
So if I'm setting boundaries, but I'm not living
Right.
that life, they are not listening. They will not pay attention. So you start by setting the example.
Right.
And something very practical, I actually started this because in my home, I found that I kept talking and saying the same thing over. I don't know who can relate.
Well,
Get off your gadget.
broken
get off-
record.
Yeah, so I thought, let's do this differently. So we'll start by setting times when you can be on this gadget. And then, particularly in the evening, because children are in their rooms, you don't know what they're doing in their rooms
That's
at
right.
night.
That's right.
So I have a rule in my house that start, especially for the younger ones, at about 9, which is their cutoff time for any social media and gadgets. We have this container that is in a public place. It's in my office area.
Yep.
All of us put our gadgets there,
Nice.
and we leave the gadgets there for the night. And you only pick the gadgets in the morning when you're ready to go.
Really?
So actually setting something as physical as that,
Yes.
How did it go in the beginning?
not so good.
Okay. So our viewers need to know this is already one council. We just started with
There
a
may be
bang.
pushback.
I'll tell you that because I was willing to do it also,
Right.
because I was
Yes.
putting mine there as well as they were. All right, it's easier.
Yeah.
Right.
And then obviously you have to reward, and then there are consequences for non-compliance.
Okay.
So if you do it, then obviously you get time with it. That is the
Right.
reward.
Right.
Then if you don't, of course, then the time that you are away from your gadget extends. And I always tell my children, you have the power. It's in you. I've told you, because here's my take. The gadgets are here to stay.
Yeah, they are.
All right. And I cannot always be where my children are.
That's right.
So the thing I can do is to teach them to have self-discipline when it comes to the gadgets, to teach them to have control
Right.
on their own.
Mhm.
And I teach them by example. Let's take this one step at a time. So I don't know if any other on the panel has another opinion. because that has
We got a lot of opinions, I'm sure.
I'm right there with you. I think everything you said was very well said. They learn by observation.
Mhm.
So if we don't have our tech use in check, then
They
they're going to
won't.
want it too. And
Mhm.
so if we want them to have less tech time, be less
Mhm.
engrossed in it, then we have to show them that we're willing to do the same. And I think having open conversations with your family is really important, kind of setting you up for success
Mhm.
and having age appropriate conversations with your children and saying, hey, you know what, let's talk about tech.
That's right.
This is why we want to manage our tech time. This is what tech does when it's not managed.
Right.
And this is why we want to change the culture of tech in our home.
Mhm.
And children understand that when they really
Yeah.
have a good understanding of why we're choosing what we're choosing, why we want to make changes,
Mhm.
they're going to respect it because they
Yes.
actually understand why, instead of just saying, well, we're just going to have less tech time and that's it. Well, there's no
Because.
understanding,
Yeah.
right? There's no
Mhm.
understanding.
Mhm.
And they really can, if we're saying it in an age appropriate way,
Mhm.
you absolutely can have open conversation about that and
Yes,
say,
yes.
okay, so if we're going to clean up our screen time, what should that look like moving forward? And a lot of times kids have some really great ideas to bring to the
Right.
table,
Yeah.
and they feel
involve
involved,
them.
right? They feel
Yes.
involved in, and now this is like a group project that
Mhm.
my parent hasn't come to me and told me that this is what it is. It's we've decided together and then we're doing this together. We're going to put our phones away in a box. I love that.
Yeah.
I need to do that for myself. We're going to put it in a box and it's going to stay there until morning. We have the habit of scrolling at night. We
Mhm.
have the
Yeah.
habit of scrolling,
right.
first thing in the morning.
Mhm.
And so that's the perfect way of kind of just taking it out of the picture and just everyone having like a good flowing morning and remembering to, spend time with the Lord in the morning and, a good sleep, right? Sleep hygiene is a big thing too. If
Absolutely.
we are scrolling at night, our sleep quality will be very poor.
Yeah.
I know.
And just to
Yes.
piggyback off what you said, Lori, about open conversations, I think that's awesome. Like when we first day of school, rule of thumb, we set rules. And like, there's two ways you can do that. You can
Right.
either give the students the rules or you can develop the rules together through conversation.
Yes. Yes.
And oftentimes we'll always meet at the same point
Mhm.
Right.
because
Right.
Yes.
Right.
these students, their kids are smart.
They
They
know.
sure
They
are.
know.
Right? They have a
Yeah.
natural understanding of
Yeah.
how things are supposed to be, and they're very clever too.
Oh,
right?
yes, they
Yes.
are.
But if you have that dialogue with them
Yeah.
and you start talking about, okay, well, what does responsibility look like? Oftentimes,
Right.
we'll always come back to the same rules list that every
Right.
teacher used, but this time they take ownership of it.
Yes.
They were
And
part
that's
of
the
the
difference.
process.
That's right.
So I really love that piece there.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. All right, well, we've got a video now to watch, so let's watch that right now.
I think raising kids these days, it's really challenging. For me, the key is finding the balance since the internet can be really good for them, but without limits and supervision can be really risky. So finding that balance makes all the difference.
Finding the balance makes all the
All the
difference.
difference.
Oh, man. Have you been able to find balance, you think, Lorianne?
Yeah, I think,
Put you on the spot. Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
We're going to be vulnerable here today.
Yeah, what she said is really important. Is there are positive things
Yes.
Yeah.
and there are negative things. And I
Yes.
do think there's more negative than positive, but there's definitely, shows out there, apps out there that can be used as a tool.
Right.
Mhm.
And so for myself, for my son, he's still young, he's 4 years old. And so we have, similar to what you mentioned, having a set time for screen time, I think
Yes.
is really good because when there's an expectation of, I know when screen time is going to happen, they're not asking for screen time all the time because they know I'm going to get it at 4:30.
Right.
That's the
Yeah.
expectation that it's at 4:30 and no other time. So there's no need to ask because I already know what the expectation is. So definitely for us, like having a set time has been really good. And oftentimes we don't even get to the screen time because we're so busy with life, and not busy as in like busyness, but just there's play happening or we're doing Play-Doh or we're playing a puzzle or something like that. And 4:30 passes and nobody asked, then we're just not going to do it today because nobody remembered about it
That
anyway.
is
So it's
There
nothing.
you go. There you go.
So yeah, so having a set time I think is really good. And then when you do have that time, being intentional about what the show is that we're watching,
Right.
choosing a low stimuli show when they're, very young still. It's slow, it's not flashy and
Yes.
fast.
Yes.
Preferably long episodes, because sometimes short episodes can be too much change too
Yes.
quickly,
Yes.
almost like
Yes.
scrolling.
Yeah.
Yes.
So having a good solid show that you kind of pre-approve apps that are also slow, low stimuli.
Mhm.
There's a lot of involvement for them. It's not like a scrolling kind of thing or very fast paced. So being intentional with what the content is,
Yes.
having those expectations, and I think also another thing that has really helped us is just making life so much more entertaining than the screen. When
Yeah.
there's fun things happening, we have a hike planned today. So which one do you want? Do you want a hike
Hike
where we're going to
or
be climbing and lifting heavy things and all this stuff, or do we want to be sitting on the couch right now? Oftentimes when there's fun things to do, it's like I'd actually prefer to do that fun thing over there than being on the screen over here.
Right.
So boredom has its place. Boredom is great for the brain, but also just making life so enjoyable that I don't really need the screen as much, because there's lots to do.
You said something really strong. Boredom is great for the brain.
I know the kids would beg to differ.
Oh my! Even we would beg to differ
I hear
at times,
so much
right?
from my child. I'm bored. I'm bored.
It's
You
good.
mentioned a couple of things that I want to
Yeah.
piggyback on. Sorry to cut you short. About making it intentional, and it may sound to some parents as a lot of work,
Yeah.
right? Because parents, let's face it, most are very busy trying
Yes,
to
they
make
are.
ends meet,
Yes.
trying to just find just to make ends meet and
Mhm.
to live life generally.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds bad when I say, oh, you are a parent and you're busy, because your first role should be being a
Yes.
parent.
Yeah.
But the reality is that
Mhm.
life forces sometimes things that are
Yes.
too much on our plates. So then if I don't have the time
Mhm.
to create these extra curricular activities for my child, what do I do then?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
Okay.
a lot of parents are facing that today. So they might not be getting home till maybe even 6 o'clock sometimes, and sometimes the students have to be in after-school programs,
That's right.
which
That's
are good
right.
as well. And then when they get home, maybe they have homework to do.
That's right.
Then dinner. But by the time it's time to go to bed, parents often don't actually. It seems appearance-wise that they don't have the time
Yeah.
to spend with their kids and plan those sorts of activities. So it's a really difficult situation that a lot of people are in.
It's become insurmountable. And in fact, when we look at this fast-paced multitasking, it's just this world we're living in is just it's racing.
Yeah.
And it's almost like pushing us to get into race mode. And we know that this is the devil working, because when we're going, we're not prioritizing what's
Yeah.
truly most important. And let's be honest, technology is excellent. We all use it. We all need it. We didn't need it 20 years ago.
Yeah. So
Okay, maybe I should rephrase that. We think we need it,
There you go.
but we become addicted to it, or
Yeah.
we become
Reliant.
on it.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's the word I'm
Yes.
looking for, right? I mean, whether it's our emails and, even with social media, because I had disconnected from social media. But now with this program here, it's
You
like,
have
okay,
to.
I've got to be on it.
Yes.
I've got to be posting, got to be creating videos. And it's like, I've got to police myself, right? And it's like, you said something important, it's right in the morning, you don't go straight to that, and it's just so easy because you grab the phone.
Yes.
And so the first thing is, I do grab the phone and I turn on my Bible app.
Awesome.
And I do it on purpose, as I'm brushing my teeth, getting ready. And then it's like, okay, there you go. Then I've set my tone on spiritual things first, and then I go straight to doing my worship time with my Bible open. So what are some of the challenges? Let's get now down to the nuts and bolts. What are some of the challenges that parents are facing with technology?
I'd like to say one thing about what you said earlier,
Yeah,
Judith.
go with it.
So what came to my mind when you talked about the jar that you put the
Yes.
phones in, what came to my mind is like, what about the pushback? Because
Yes.
sometimes sometimes that alone can deter us because it's very difficult to deal with that.
Yes.
When you try to set in place a new routine
Rule.
or rule,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get so much pushback at the beginning of it, and sometimes you feel deflated, like
Yes.
I don't know what to do, and you kind of just give up, and it does happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think with that, parents try so much to be friends with their children that we forget to parent.
Right.
And we
There's
need
a
to.
difference.
There's a difference.
Yes.
You don't have to be strict and my word is law,
Right.
but you also need to be firm
Right.
and be the parent.
Right.
And sometimes, as a child, which I think I said something earlier, that I tell the child, you have the power.
Right.
Because in the house, it can't all be good, because we're teaching them life is about sometimes doing things you don't want to do.
That's right.
And sometimes, most times, the good things are not easy to do.
No. No.
So we have to start early.
Yes.
So the challenge is with the pushback is you're feeling bad because, and they know how to guilt you.
Oh man, don't they ever, right?
They know how to make it so
Yeah.
that you're second guessing the decision you
Yeah.
just made. She's sitting in the corner pouting.
Oh man.
What do I do now? She's
Exactly.
feeling sad.
Right.
You know, and then let's face it, we also have to be mindful of like mental health. And you're like, okay, what if I take this? Maybe this, there are a lot of issues that I don't want to go into because I'm not an expert. But one thing I know is that even you have to be firm.
Yes.
You have to keep at it because consistency
That's right.
helps.
That's right.
Because
yes.
if you break at the first sign of resistance, guess what?
You lost.
Yeah.
You've completely lost. And so it means then for the next rule and for the next thing, I mean, you start small and before you know it, it's unruly in the house.
That's right.
So you have to, and I tell that specifically to my children, I say, God has given me a job to do.
That's right.
My job. And I ask them sometimes, what do you think my job as a mom is?
Right.
I ask them.
Wow.
Actually, that's how this conversation about getting the box started.
You're kidding me.
I call them and I say, guys, okay, come here. What do you think my job as a mom is? And of course, my daughter, to love us. I say, oh, yeah, that's good.
That's a good response.
Part of it.
What else?
Yes. Yes.
What else?
Yes.
And they kept going and I say, what else? To train us? Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
There you go.
And when you train
And
them,
when I
it's
train
love.
them,
It is
yes,
love. You're
and
showing
I
them
tell
love
them
when
it
you
is
do that.
love. And I say part
Yeah.
of my training means I have lived longer than you. I know the pitfalls. I know the dangers. And I am here to guide.
Right. Right.
And I'm here to set boundaries. And I say, you have the power. And here's how you have the power. When you can show me that you can discipline yourself,
Right. Right.
then I move back and
Yeah.
I let you be.
I'm reminded of Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will
He will
not
not
depart
depart
from
from
it.
me.
Right.
Exactly.
So we have that job to be able to truly train up our kids, and we don't like doing that. And my wife does a much better job than me. She's more the disciplinary. I'm more the it's like, no, you got to stick to your guns to certain things, right?
Yes, you have to.
Yeah.
And I think we do, sometimes we're worried about, especially with children that are a little bit older, and they may have social media, or they may have, numbers with friends that they're texting back and forth with. And then we feel bad for taking away the phone because that's their connection piece, outside of school, let's say,
Yes.
to their school friends. And so we worry about them having FOMO, fear of missing out, right? And so we're so worried, and FOMO is real, and it can really wreak havoc on our, emotional stability.
Right.
It's valid, but I think at the end of the day, if we're really concerned about our child's mental health and about FOMO, for example, we have to think about what happens when we don't have those boundaries around
Right.
the phone, and what happens to the mental health when we don't. And that outcome is worse than just the fear of missing out.
Yeah, and I can add to that what you're saying. Their overstimulation is tied to anxiety,
That's right. That's
attention
right.
struggles, and also sleep disruption.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So those consequences are very real. So
Yes.
the pushback will be a bit difficult to deal with at the beginning, but you're saving them from so much potential mental health struggles that is
And I
well
think
worth it.
something she's mentioned that's very important too is okay, I know we get the pushback and I know they want to connect with their friends, but
Mm.
also we don't live in a society where we share the same values.
No.
I see, for example, 5-year-olds with smartphones,
Absolutely.
iPads, and full access.
Yeah.
So for some, maybe it's not an issue and they're fine with it, but we know that there are dangers to that.
That's right. There
So
are.
we are talking about lived experience.
Yeah.
Before the pandemic, my children did not have gadgets.
Right.
We kind of were forced into it because we were shut down and then schooling went online and we had to buy.
That's right.
And now I saw firsthand just how addictive
Yes.
the gadgets
right.
can be.
They are.
And the issue we were having before is when other kids in the school have gadgets and they don't.
Yeah.
So they feel like they are odd.
Right.
And that's usually the thing. Oh,
Yeah.
but my friends have this, but my friends are doing this. But so
Mhm.
how then do you help your child to actually develop their own individuality without wanting to fit in? Because majority is not always right.
Yeah.
No.
And that's where you have to just keep on staying on top of it. And when we look at, we know technology is essential, but when we start looking at the reality of the screen addiction and how I'm sure most of us have seen where parents would take their kids' phones away and they scream
Yes.
uncontrollably,
Yes.
right? We look at cyberbullying. We look at unsafe content, right? And that's not just pornography. We're talking a whole bunch of other things that is overstimulating and just desensitizing our young people and us
Us as
and
adults,
us.
yes.
Okay, let's not just talk about our kids. Into really even pushing us away from a walk with God. Because let's be honest, the algorithms work really well and they know what we like, and the devil will push those algorithms to make
Exactly.
sure that we are distracted. And even us as parents to police ourselves, right? Practice what we preach, right? Is so very
Difficult.
important.
I'm teaching at the middle age level, so we use the computer a lot more often with Google Classroom.
Yes.
It's also to prepare them because when they in high school, everything is
Is
literally on Google
online,
Classroom,
yeah.
and then in
Yes.
university, everything is
Yeah.
online. So it's a way to prepare them, but you have to police it. I have to be walking around
You do.
because they find a way around. Like they use these things called VPNs.
They do.
There's restrictions. They
Yes.
know how to get around them.
Around. Yeah.
And then oftentimes they can't help it. You're supposed to be writing a report, but then you might be doing something else that you're not supposed to be doing
Right.
on the computer. So it's really tough in order to establish that. So even for me as a teacher, I had to say, okay, we're gonna do some subjects online. Some of them we're just gonna take
Offline.
out the pencil and the paper.
Right.
Good old days.
And
Right.
yeah, the good, get the big textbook
Yeah.
out.
Good days. Our days. Our days. Okay.
The good old days, yes. Textbooks. I can't even imagine carrying so much
Physical.
textbooks like
I know.
before. Like,
Our
I don't know how
backpacks
it.
were heavy, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, for me, actually, my childhood did not prepare me for a digital world
No.
because up until university, I didn't use a laptop, no phone, no
course
TV,
not.
nothing.
Nothing.
My first phone I had, I think, when I was 23 after university
Yeah.
here in Canada.
Yeah.
So it's critical what you just mentioned about
Yeah.
how to find the balance and how technology can be used. But I think I want to mention also that as we are setting the limits, maybe provide them an alternative.
Thank you. Thank
What
you.
else can they do?
Yes.
All right, what else can they do? And like I said before, I came in uniform, and we have clubs, we have extracurricular activities.
Right.
Some can be expensive,
Yes.
granted.
Yes.
Basketball, whatnot. If you are in a league, it can be expensive.
It can.
Yes, it can.
But it's still
Yes,
healthy.
but it's still healthier
Yeah.
than, because either way, the cheap way, the gadget way, you pay heavily
you do.
at the end.
And they're not cheap, those
And
gadgets.
it's not, they're not.
No.
They're not. So if you're spending $1,000 to buy an iPhone, you can spend a little bit for an alternative program.
Yeah.
And we do have many programs out there. You can take, I have, like, for example, I'm a Pathfinder and a Master Guide counselor. These are clubs that are very cheap. And
Pathfinder, Master Guide,
I know, it sounds
Counselor.
like Greek.
What's a Pathfinder? I'm going to find a path, man. No kidding. So what is that?
just if you Google it, now that let's
Good.
use the
Just
gadgets
Google.
for
Just
good.
Google. Okay. Pathfinder
ChatGPT.
Master Guide. What
These
is
are
that?
clubs that are meant specifically for children. So Adventurers starts from age 4 to 9.
So Adventurous 4 to 9.
Adventurers is 4 to
Yes.
9. And Pathfinders is 10 to 15.
Okay.
And then when they graduate from age 15, then it's Master Guides, which I am. So it's
Okay.
16 and older. And you can be a 100-year-old Master Guide.
Oh,
There
that's
is no
special.
age limit.
There you go. So it's covering all the
It
ages.
covers everyone,
Okay.
pretty much. And it has a lot of, we know they can do so much in school because there's a curriculum and it's important. I am not dissing what school can do. It's important. But then this is an alternative. It gives extras. There's so much you can learn.
Right.
It teaches personal growth. It teaches
Right.
spiritual growth.
Right.
There's outdoor survival skills, leadership, and in a practical way
Yes.
outside of class. Like I said, if you want a community, because this is a community of people who share the same values. They don't want gadgets for this. So you are building pretty much a community
Yes.
of a safe space.
Right.
Because for me to be a master guide, I have to be vetted.
Right.
I have to do my police check, vulnerable check for those who don't know.
course.
You cannot just
Yeah. Be
as
there.
teachers.
yeah.
I know you have to
Yes.
do the same.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know, so
Yeah.
it is a safe space. It's an alternative. We do a lot of camping. We do a lot of hiking.
Fun.
So if you don't have the time, for example,
Yes.
to take your children hiking, give them to us.
That's right.
Oh,
We will take them hiking.
Yes. Have some time with your spouse. There you go.
Yeah.
And how often do they meet?
So it
Definitely.
depends. Mostly it's once a week, and we run I'll just give an example of where I am right
Okay.
now. We run for the school year, which is September to June.
Right. Okay.
So it's still within that, and you have your summers free, and you can
Okay,
do whatever
good.
you want with your family.
There you go.
Yes, and so we run September to June, and different clubs do different things. But we have, like I say, there's a whole array of things you can do, and you pick and choose.
Right.
And a child has a choice. And of course, children are grouped according to their age groups. So we do camping, we can do winter camping or just regular summer camping. They can learn. I just brought stuff here to show you. For example, my daughter is not an artist. But
Okay.
guess what she did?
Oh,
Right.
beautiful.
Oh, that's good.
I am not an artist. I'm not, but I made things with leather. Like
Show the camera. Show the camera.
Okay.
People need to see.
Yes,
People
we
need to
do.
see.
Beautiful. Those
I'm
are
There you
so
go.
beautiful.
Yeah. The people need to see what.
Wow.
See, so it's a lot of skills that you can learn,
Right.
and you can actually discover a vocation
Of course.
in the
of course.
process.
Yes.
The children need an outlet. So if
They
I've
do,
taken
yeah.
the gadget, then
Right.
let me give them an alternative.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Wow.
and
Thank you.
Children learn best when they're choosing the topics that they're
Yes.
interested in,
Yes.
right? So it's great that they get to choose,
choose,
what they're
exactly.
interested in and learn about that, get the badge. You know, it's so satisfying to
What
have
you
the
see,
sash
you
full
can
of
Yes.
badges.
Yes.
It's so exciting. But extracurriculars are great. It's great. There's so many healthy extracurriculars out there. I think it's important not to overschedule your child.
Yes. That's
Because
right.
again, we want that opportunity for play. We want to honor their childhood. You know, children now at 10 and 12, they're not interested in toys and playing anymore.
No.
At 10
no.
and 12, I still had my dolls.
Yes.
I was still playing with my dolls. We
Yes.
really have to honor and encourage them to be children and play for as long as they can.
That's right.
I remember hearing a parent tell me about their 8-year-old, and you know, they had scheduled, you know, outside of school, which is sometimes 8 hours if you're going to before and after school programs,
Right.
and
Yeah.
you know, after school, then they had extracurriculars throughout, like during the week, and it was a lot, and the child was really pushing the mom, like, I really don't want to do, you know, I can't remember what sport it was anymore. And after they were able to have a vulnerable conversation, he said, I just want to play.
Wow.
You know, and we have to honor that, and encourage that. They're not too old at 10, 12, 14 years old. They're not too young to play. The play may look different, but we really still want to honor that free play. honor that boredom, right? Give them the
Yes.
opportunity to be bored and to be creative in that
That's the
moment,
thing.
right?
That's the thing.
Find
Yeah.
something that you can
Can
do with
do.
that time. If you're
Yeah.
feeling bored, choose something. Think of all the options that you have in your environment or going outside or whatever it is, and find something creative to do. So we still want to honor those things. We still want to give them the opportunities to build skills, right?
Yes.
And if they're
Yes.
really interested in basketball, awesome, let's do some basketball. But also being mindful of not getting too competitive too early.
Right.
In terms of competitive sports and things like that, coaches can put a lot
And
of pressure
push.
on
I've
Yeah.
seen
kids
it.
True.
Yeah.
at
Yes.
way too
Yeah.
young. I think there was a book I read a while ago, and the author mentioned that I think it was Tom Brady was not allowed to be in competitive sports until he hit, I think it was like university or something like that.
Wow.
They
Really?
saw that he was so good,
Mhm.
but they wanted to honor that love for the sport instead of
Mhm.
like thrusting him into
Competitive.
that competitive side of it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we think if we start younger and if we put more pressure and if we do all these things, they'll get better at it earlier, and then that means my child is successful, and it just makes us feel so good. But oftentimes we see the opposite. We see
Yes.
that pressure, children actually want to leave when there's too much pressure put on them, and so we still want to honor that. We still want to honor
Yes.
their childhood, the things that they enjoy, and protecting that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
That
This
brings up
is exciting.
That brings up like a paradox because one, we're saying we need to find an alternative,
Yes.
but sometimes the alternative itself can have
Become
too much
too
pressure,
much.
become too much for the child. I remember when I was a child, things are different now. I would come home from after school, do my homework,
Yes.
and then the first thing I wanted to do, go outside.
Play.
And play.
Yeah.
That's right. Ride your bike, run around.
Riding a bike one day, we're building something in the sand, or
Yeah.
in the winter time, building little caves and whatnot. But now I don't feel parents feel completely comfortable just
No, I think
sending their children
the world has
outside.
changed.
The
So,
world has changed.
yeah.
We're more
Predators,
fearful now
yeah,
too.
we
Exactly.
are. Yeah.
So we've kind of leaned on this in a way, and we know this stifles creativity, right? And it also encourages isolation. Where you were going out to get together with your
together,
neighbors and
yeah.
friends,
Yes.
this is isolating, and that's serious. Like we know a family, and the child, they were going to go on an outing, but there was no internet at the location, and the child went berserkos and just fell apart.
It sounds ridiculous, but it's true.
It is.
A visitor came to my house, somebody that I've known for a long time, but we got kind of separated, and she moved to a different province
Right.
and came with a child that I didn't know.
Right.
As soon as the child walked into the room, you could tell fidgety,
Agitation.
agitated.
Yeah.
I thought, what's happening? You just walked in, like I don't know you. So we're trying to say hello, but it's moving up and what happened? They wanted a gadget.
Yeah. Yeah.
They could not function without the gadget.
Yeah.
Right.
And there are ways for us, I think, parents seeking out tools in these moments are really important, because there are things that we can do to, in difficult moments where we want them to have a screen, like, for example, in a restaurant,
Yes.
and we want them to be
Right.
quiet. And so a
Right.
lot of parents will give them the screen in that moment. But what about fidget toys, right? We can
Yes.
bring fidget toys with us, and they can have those toys instead, or a lot of restaurants have the little coloring pages and things
Yes,
like that.
that's right.
Bringing a book that you enjoy, maybe you can ask your child, what book would you like to bring with you to the
Right.
restaurant,
Yeah.
and offer them other choices that they can still be distracted, so that, let's say, the adults can still have conversation, but that it doesn't have to be screens.
All right. So, do you feel confident managing your child's digital life? Yes or no? Sometimes, please let us know. Go to social media and please let us know. We want to know what's going on in your life. And we want to encourage you to scan the QR code right now that's available on your screen, or go straight to hopestudy.ca. We also want to encourage you to follow us on social media at hopestudy.ca. All right. Well, I've got a question here for us. If technology can be both a tool and a trap, How can faith guide our parenting choices? Wow. If technology can be both a tool and a trap, how can faith guide our parenting choices? And we're going to go right to the Word of God and see what it has to say with us, and let's see where God leads this conversation. Lori, you've got powerful text. Read what the text is, and you can go ahead.
Yes, so Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6 says, "Start a youth out on his way. Even when he grows old, he will not depart from it."
Oh,
Hmm.
what does that mean?
Yeah, if we teach our children at a young age how to set boundaries and how to maintain them,
Mm-hmm.
and we talked a little bit about modeling it,
Yes.
modeling is a really important piece to it, then they learn that when they're older, they can carry that throughout
Yes.
their life, that this is how we did things, and I know it feels good. I understand why we do things the way that we do, and it works, and so I'm going to keep doing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. This whole thing of training up a child in the way he should go, it's really spending time with your kids, right?
Yeah.
It's you stopping too. It's not just
Yeah.
saying get off the technology. It's really having what we're having here right now, talking, open conversation. How did your day go? What's going on? And just kind of being the thermostat for your children. We're regulating what's happening in their life and just guiding them, and just that way we're able to train them even better, right? But we need to be intentional about this
Yes.
training.
I think training is like gardening.
Yeah.
If you let the weeds grow,
Yeah.
they get away from
Yeah,
you.
they do.
So you have to be there constantly,
Right.
weeding out, making sure, because the weeds unfortunately take over.
They
We
do.
know about
Yeah.
gardening. I don't
Yes.
know, somehow, even if the plant is struggling to get nutrients from the soil,
The weeds
the
take
weeds,
over.
they
They're
don't.
sucking it up.
They're flourishing.
Yeah.
They're flourishing.
Absolutely.
Like, what happens?
Right. Right.
So I think we have to be intentional in the training. Just like
Yeah.
in the garden, you cannot let weeds take over.
Right. You have a Bible verse for us. Could you please read it?
I do. It's Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. But I love verse 9, so I'll extend it a bit.
Okay. Go for it.
And you'll see why.
Yes.
Finally, brethren, whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report, if there is any virtue and if there is anything praiseworthy, meditate on these things.
Wow.
Now, 9, it says, the things which you learned and received and heard and saw in me, this do, and the God of peace will be with you.
Wow.
That's somebody saying, I'm not only telling you what to do, I have done it.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
See why I love that part?
Yes.
Because he's not just saying focus on these things. Because it says whatever things are pure, lovely. It almost like meditate. So it seems like it's saying whatever I am focused on, that I become.
Right.
If it's the negative, then I'm becoming negative all the time.
It's really the mirroring, right?
It's mirroring
That's right.
what's coming out is what I'm putting in.
That's right.
So if I am complaining all the time, then I don't even see the beauty in life. I'm just complaining.
Yeah.
But if I am thankful, even in situations where I shouldn't be, then even I am my outlook is positive.
Right.
Then I can even see solutions that I wouldn't have seen if I was negative and closed off.
Right.
And I think too, the content that's being produced on social media, you often find, even in the news, the most popular content is
It's
always
negative.
negative content.
Right.
Exactly.
And so when our kids are constantly, for 7 to 8 hours a day on average, ingesting all this negative media,
Right.
yeah, it has an effect
It
on
does.
their mental health.
It
It
does.
does. So, you have a Bible verse for
Yeah,
us.
all right. It's taken from Psalm 127, verse 3. It says, "Behold, children are a heritage from the Lord. The fruit of the womb is a reward."
Oh man.
Yeah, beautiful.
Break that one down.
So, in a nutshell, I think God is telling us that, children are a blessing that I've given to you.
Yeah.
Right? I've given them into your counsel. My mom always used to say something whenever we had pushback with her.
Right.
Which, you know, we
No.
I'll be honest. But she would also always say, God has given you to me, and I'm here to take care of you and to make sure
That's
that you grow up,
powerful.
responsibly, grow up in the
Yes.
word and everything.
Yes.
So when we think about it in that sense, there's so much purpose there,
Yeah.
and there's so much intentionality that we have to raise them. It's like God has given this
That's right.
child to you
That's
in
right.
your care.
Yeah.
If you've ever babysat with someone, we know as parents, depending on who it is, we don't always pick a random babysitter, right? Or
No,
someone to watch your children. You
no.
want to make sure they're in
Good
good
hands.
hands, right?
That's right.
So
That's
when we
right.
think about it from that perspective, God has given us these children,
Mm.
and He has placed them in our hands. So it's
Yeah.
up to us to be responsible with them and to ensure that they grow up the right way.
Yeah. Isn't that beautiful? When I got married, it was just Raquel and I then, right? And that was, wonderful. And we decided we wouldn't have children right away. And then when we finally decided to have children, well, it took a little while, but, Mateus finally came. And then, a few years later, then Michaela came. And then it was just that thing of spending time with him. I remember when Mateus came out and we held him close to us, both for Raquel and I, and the tears of joy that came, right? And, little did we know, of course, when the kids are born, all that we would be going through, right? Sometimes there was no tears of joy, okay? Not for them and not for us. But the reality is that they are a gift.
They are.
And we need to be reminded of how beautiful they are and how short a time we have them with us,
Yes.
right? And one of the things we always, throughout our lives with our kids, is we always did worship with them, right? We always spent time. And if this is a foreign concept for you of doing worship, what worship essentially is literally you get together as a family in the evening, in the morning, and you sing a song. You open up the Bible, a children's story, age appropriate. We're talking about age
Yes.
appropriate, right? And you just go through that with them, and you're intentional about training up a child in the ways of God, right? And you are sharing of God's love and reminding them of their value, because you see this. The rung of the world is saying you need to be better, you need to look better, you need to look a certain way, you can't be this color, you can't be that. It's just like you can't wear this clothes. If you're not like this, you're never going to measure up. Our value is only measured in once we understand we belong to Jesus Christ, that we were created with a purpose and with a plan to share God's love and to share his love first. Our first task is to share God's love with our own family.
Yes.
In Ecclesiastes 3, 1 and 2, it says this: to everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck what is planted. And, I just think about, as I'm thinking about our viewers, if you've ever been to a cemetery, you see a starting date and you see an ending date, and what's in the middle? What's in the middle?
The dash.
A dash.
It's the dash, exactly, right? And how are we living the dash? And how are we allowing the dash? How are we living that, right? Are we honoring God? Are we honoring the treasures that God's given us and honoring ourselves, right? That is so, so crucial. How has God helped you in being able to take care of this? Has he spoken to you guys in your life? Silence is good.
No,
And that's what we don't like.
Yes,
It's
that's
the
the thing.
silence, right?
Yeah.
The boredom, right? No. Don't let it get quiet. Oh, no.
you mentioned about family worship. And I'll tell you, I didn't always do it as a single lady running around, because for some reason, I don't know why, I thought, it's my life, I'm living it, who cares?
Right.
But then something happens when you have children, and suddenly it's no longer just your life, because
No.
what happens to you
That's right.
impacts them.
Yeah.
So what we do, and what we started doing, like you, as our children grew older, is
Yeah.
we started just getting together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be formal.
Mm-hmm.
It can be when we're eating.
Yeah.
You know how you are raised, don't you talk while you're eating? No, sorry. We break
talk.
that rule.
Let's talk.
Yeah.
We break that rule, because when else are we going to be all together?
That's right.
Okay, so finally everybody's at the table, let's talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
and no topic is off limit. What did you today? Did you do today?
Technology is
Yeah.
Off.
off.
Yeah.
That is a rule. Actually, we do not have
Yes.
technology at the table.
There you go.
We don't.
Yeah.
We're
And-
eating, we're enjoying, and we're having conversations, and we have learnt a lot through
About
this
that.
conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think we underestimate the power of eye contact.
Right.
You know, eye contact is so important. I remember, at a time when my son was younger, I was kind of going through a difficult season, and a part of what was going on was I just felt a lot less connected with my son than usual. And in speaking with my counselor about it, we started kind of talking a little bit about that, and I said, I'm struggling to connect with him, and we used to feel so connected together, and I'm not like feeling that right now. And she was like, do you just have eye contact with your son? When they're babies, you
Wow.
have so
So
much
much
eye
do.
contact.
you do.
Yeah.
Because they're not busy. They're not running around. They're just staring at you. And so there's so much eye contact. So there's so much connection. And then when they get a little bit older, they start to get busy and they're running around and they don't even look at you when they're talking. And then all of a sudden there's this lack of eye contact.
Right. Right.
And you start to feel this kind of like little bit of a
Disconnect.
disconnection, and you're thinking maybe it's a bigger issue than simply eye contact. There's a lack of eye contact happening now. And so you have to be a little bit more intentional about getting your child to look at them, but also removing yourself from looking at other things, whether you're cooking and you're just not looking at them when you're speaking, or you're on your device,
Yes.
and
yes.
just putting it down,
Yeah.
looking at them in their face and answering their question. And it just also, it's such a respectful thing. Like as adults, we kind of know that the etiquette is someone speaking to you, so you put your
Right.
phone down.
Yeah.
But with our children, they're speaking to us and we're still on the phone.
Right.
And sometimes we
Ouch.
struggle with, why
Yes.
does my child not listen to me when I'm speaking to them?
Hello.
And then
You
we start
don't.
looking at
Yeah,
what
I-
we do, and we're realizing I
You
don't
don't
listen to my
either.
child
Yeah.
because when they're talking to me,
man.
I'm distracted. I'm not looking at their face. I'm on my phone or whatever it is. And so the power of eye contact
yes,
is simple, but powerful tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate the vulnerability that you just showed when you said that's how you were feeling.
Yeah.
Oftentimes we kind of, if we're feeling that way, we'll kind
Yeah.
of push past it. But the fact that you accepted it and then sought help and got some resources in order
Yeah.
to fix that.
Yeah.
Or one time, I think it was during the pandemic, I came across a book, and I didn't read the book. It just said on the cover, Tech Sabbath.
Tech Sabbath.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I didn't need to read the book.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
The title
Being
was
a-
enough.
Yeah. I mean, being a Sabbath keeper,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I knew exactly what
What
that
you
meant.
mean.
And
Oh,
then I
man.
said, I got to try this
Oh,
because
man.
I feel I'm on there too much.
Yes.
But Friday, sunset to Saturday,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
completely stopped
Wow.
looking at the phone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the interesting thing about it, I would have people try to contact me, and then I would apologize. I said, I'm so sorry, I was doing my tech Sabbath. And
Yes.
then it would open conversations.
What?
Interesting.
What is
Yeah.
What is
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
And I
Exactly.
explain it, and then, next
So
thing you
good.
know, other people
Yeah.
would try.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, it's been so good to have you guys here. Just looking at some, as we're winding down, we know we've talked about establishing tech rules at home, right? Whether it's have that box, right? Make sure that that's set up and we put it in. Make sure we don't have necessarily our phones in bed with us.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily, not at all,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think parents need to police this.
Mhm.
The kids, like, you need to make sure those technologies are turned off. You need to put on filters. We didn't really talk about that today, but parents, don't fool yourselves. Your kids will be underneath the covers. If you don't have that internet shut off, there's many ways. Find a local IT guy, professional that can help you. Go to your local, IT store that can help you to be able to purchase. There's devices that you can purchase that you can install that create firewalls, that put parental controls, the times that your children can be on and off internet at home, and the times that they can be disconnected when they're away from your home Wi-Fi also. So parents, you need to be very diligent about that. Schedule family screen time and talk openly, as we've been talking about here. And so encourage reflection, prayer, and gratitude practices with children. And so, wow, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank
You know what? For more resources, tips, and family guides, visit hopestudy.ca. Equip your family for safe, intentional, and faith-centered living. It's totally free, and you can also get there by scanning the QR code appearing on the screen right now. Let's keep the conversation going. Follow on social media and join the community at hopestudy.ca. All right. Well, if people wanted to get a hold of you, how could they get a hold of you?
By email would probably be best.
All
So
right.
my email is lorianne.olivera@yahoo.com. So that's LORIANN.OLIVEIRA@yahoo.com.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here, Lorianne.
Thank you.
Yes.
You can get a hold of me by email as well. It's johanlue@outlook.com.
All right, Johan.
JohanLue@outlook.com.
Awesome. Johan, thanks so much for being here also, man. It's been
Been
great.
a pleasure.
Thank you. Yes, Judith.
I think we're doing email. So Judith Mosomi, JUDITHMOSOMI@gmail.com. It's been a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here too. All right, Johan, would you mind closing with prayer?
Certainly. Let's bow
All
our
right.
heads. Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you so much, Lord, for allowing us this opportunity to come together to talk about these very important issues, Lord. Lord, we delved into the scriptures as a guidebook to help us navigate these very difficult times. Lord, we're praying for all those families out there that are struggling with this issue today.
Yes,
And
yes.
Lord, we just want them to know that it's okay, that there are ways that they can receive help. Hopefully, we
That's
pray
right.
that the strategies and the things that we talked about today will resonate with them, so that they can continue to fight for the lives of their children
That's
in
right.
this world that we're dealing with today, and to grow them up in the way that you want them to grow up as well, Lord.
That's right.
In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
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 Amen. Thank you
Amen.
again. Did this episode touch your heart? We sure hope so. Become an agent of hope and help this ministry flourish. Learn more about Hope Channel Canada's projects at agentsofhope.ca. Go to agentsofhope.ca and become an agent of hope today. All right, and remember, you can find hope and answers to life's biggest questions right here in the Word of God. He loves you. Take care.